Welcome back to this Monday edition of Good Day. We hope your morning is off to a nice start. The streak of triple-digit heat in North Texas is not only uncomfortable, it's dangerous. Dr. Brad Sellers works in the emergency room at Methodist Dallas Medical Center. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
This is a time where high school students are spending time outside preparing for football and band. Last week, a football player in Wolf City felt dizzy and collapsed after practice. Coaches are offering more water breaks and cutting down workout time. Dr. Sellers, is it enough?
It is enough, and the coaches are very well trained at looking for these heat-related illnesses in these football players. However, we want those students and their parents to know what signs and symptoms to look for so they can recognize these symptoms early before they really become worse and manifest as heat exhaustion or heat stroke.
And so what do people need to be looking out for?
So there are basically three types of heat-related illness. There's the mild heat cramps, which is basically from dehydration, muscle cramping in the calves, the arms, and the abdominal wall. Then that moves on to heat exhaustion, which is a more severe form of the illness, which people will complain of fatigue, headache, dizziness, nausea, and sometimes vomiting. And then that progresses to heat stroke if left untreated and unrecognized, which is altered mental status, confusion. We see them stop sweating at that point because they basically lost their ability to regulate their body temperature from the dehydration.
Boy, that's a real danger sign.
It's a serious problem. Yes.
This teenager we talked about, this football player, was put in a cold shower as 911 was called. How should someone help a person then suffering from heat exhaustion or stroke?
And that was a perfect thing to do for them. Number one, we say get them out of the heat. So take them out of the hot conditions that they're in, get them in a cool area, air conditioner in the shade if they're outside at practice, and then fluids. We definitely want them to stay hydrated. So cool fluids, sports drinks, water, whatever you can find to get to them to help cool their body temperature and reduce the heat.
Okay, at Katy Trail on Sunday, we found people running or riding their bikes and running in the middle of the day. Is this something that's okay to do for somebody in pretty good shape?
Well, actually, I actually like running in the middle of the day, and it's okay if you are conditioned to do that. But for most people, we recommend running at the extremes of the day, say early in the morning, late at night. If you're deconditioned, that's probably the better time for them to be out in the heat. Going out in the middle of the day when the sun's at its highest point and it's the hottest is probably not the safest thing to do. Right. So yeah, it's probably better to do it early in the morning, late in the evening.
And as an ER physician, have you been seeing quite a bit, a noticeable increase in heat-related problems?
We have. Actually, I worked a shift the other day, and immediately on my shift, I had 2 patients that came in with heat-related illness. And sometimes it's hard to recognize it when they first come in, because they'll check in with, say, a complaint of nausea, fatigue, weakness, and until we elicit really the history from them, it's hard to necessarily know that it's related to heat until we talk to them.
Now, not seeing any tragic results from heat this summer, right?
So far, no. So far they've been fairly mild, and people are starting to recognize,
yes,
due to you guys getting the information out, what to look for, and they're coming to us early when they start having these symptoms.
Okay, Dr. Brad Sellers, thank you so much for the very helpful information.